What's good, YouTube? Top Decking Dark Hole back at you again for a late night deck profile. I'm a little tired right now, so if I mess up a couple of times, I'm sorry, but I'm going to do the best I can. This is a deck profile on Evilswarms for the October 1st ban list. I went to the tournament and was able to build this this last Saturday, and I figured I would give you guys a deck list, or give you guys a deck list, and let you guys know how I did in the tournament. A couple of things that I didn't have previously entering in the tournament, I will point out as we go on. But without those things, I was still able to go 3-2. So it's still pretty good. And then with this extra stuff in there, I might be able to do a little bit better next tournament. But let's hope. I ended up losing to an Exodia deck and the Quasar Plant deck. So not big losses at all. I beat a Mythic Dragon Ruler deck, a Lightsworn deck, and I think I beat a Battery Man, I think was the last one that I beat. So let's get on the deck profile, and I'll make some comments along the way. So first off, you start off with a 3 Kyrkion, pretty standard. If you guys don't know what the Evilswarms actually do, I'll say them now. This guy, his first effect doesn't really matter, but you can only use each effect of him once per turn, so you can't double up on his effect. But his main effect is that you banish an Evilswarm monster from your graveyard, then add an Evilswarm monster from your graveyard to your hand, and then you can normal summon again that turn. So if you have a caster in graveyard and say a Mantigoria in graveyard, you would banish the Mantigoria, add caster to your hand, normal summon, and then you get caster's effect of being able to normal summon again. So you get to get 3 normal summons that turn. So it's pretty good. And then you go 3 caster. Caster, like I said, is during the turn that he is normal summoned, you can normal summon one Evilswarm monster in addition, or Evilswarm monster in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. So as far as I know, you can't caster, normal summon caster, caster effect to normal summon caster, caster effect to normal summon Kyrkion or something. As far as I know, that doesn't work. But if it does, let me know so that I can use it the next tournament. So and then 3 Mantigoria. Like I said, this card, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon it. So opening this up with while your opponent controls 2 monsters is pretty fun. One thing is that I would take this down to 2 if you have Thunderbird. Run 2 Mantigoria and then a Thunderbird, because I don't currently have any Thunderbirds. So, and then there's another card in here that I would move down to 2 for 2 Thunderbirds. So 2 Heliotrope, I think is how you pronounce that. A Heliotrope, I think. Or 3 of them, I mean, because it's the vanilla of the deck and it's your rabbit engine, so it's really good. And then I run the 1 Dad because the graveyard manipulation in this is pretty easy to do, and I don't main the D-Fisher. Normally when I side in D-Fisher, I take out the Dad. So that's it for the monster lineup. I'm not currently, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14 monsters. It would be 15 it would be 15 monsters if you were running Thunderbirds. So 2 Pandemic. I like 2 Pandemic just because it's not really the main card of this deck anymore. I would move it up to 3 if I had a 3rd one. I'm not sure at this point in time what I would take out. I have an idea, but I kind of don't want to do that. It's just most likely I would side the 3rd one, and then that way it's there for game 2 if I needed a 3rd one or something. So so 2 is my preference. It's up to you guys. And then 2 Rhoda. I had to take a 3rd one out to build a different deck for a friend of mine, so if I can get a 3rd one, I might pop it back in here, but I think 2 is perfectly fine, because you only have 3 targets in this deck. It's only for the caster. It kind of moves the deck down to 38 instead of 40, so it makes it a little bit better. And then if you have Upstarts Goblins, then it would move it down even farther. So and then double MST, because I hate back row, but and double MST is perfectly fine for this deck because it's a control deck in a sense. So And then the one Book of Moon, because just to get outs to certain effects and to protect your monsters if you need to from attacks. It's just, I like Book of Moon. I really am not particular in this format, but I do like the card. So I might take this down for another pandemic, but I haven't quite decided yet over this one or another card. So and then for extra draw power and a Lord of Darkness, just in case. And then the one Soul Charge, just a really good tech in this deck. So, and then this is the other card that I am considering to take out for Pandemic is Dark Hole, because I am already running a Regeki. So, if you don't want to run both of them, run a Pandemic over the Dark Hole is my recommendation. So, that's it for the traps. There's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 spells. And then for the traps, I run 2 Infestation Terminus. I'm definitely considering moving this up to 3. This card has helped me out in a lot of situations. It's in a sense the Icarus attack of the deck. You banish an Evilswarm monster you control, and 2 cards your opponent controls get returned to the hand after targeting. So, and then I'm running 3 Phoenix Chains. I would take one of these Phoenix Chains out for a Thunderbird when I get my Thunderbirds. But currently I'm running 3 Phoenix Chain. I like 3 Phoenix Chain. I like this card over Breakthrough Skill, because I was running Breakthrough Skill in the tournament, and a lot of the times, because I was running it, that's why I lost the game, and then I sided into these guys. Or no, I didn't have these guys at the time, so they really messed me up. So I moved them out for Phoenix Chain. So I like it a lot better because you can't attack. The monster can't attack and can't get its effect off. And then I'm currently running 3 Reckless. I don't know how I feel about this quite yet. Every time I've Reckless, I've always plussed from it because of drawing into a rabbit, or drawing into another Reckless, or another Reckless and a reinforcement to the army, or a Kirkion, something like that. I've drawn into a lot of really good stuff sometimes, so I like Reckless. If I get Upstart Goblins, I might take them out for it, but I haven't decided. I really like Reckless so far. I've gotten no really big complaints on it, because normally whenever I've been able to Reckless, I've always either drawn into a second Reckless or had a second Reckless and backup, so you never really minus from it. And then I run 2 D-Prisons over the Mirror Forces, because D-Prison's just a little bit better, because of the fact that I'm running Dark Hole and Regeki. I don't need the extra destruction of Mirror Force, and most of the time people will either, they'll Starlight Road the Mirror Force. I wasn't Starlight Roaded in the tournament. I think I was running 2 D-Prisons and 2 Mirror Forces, and I ended up taking the Mirror Forces out for 2 Trap Stuns. And when I was testing on Dueling Network, taking them out was a really good choice. So, and then for the 1-of traps, I run the 1 Infestation Infection. This is your searcher in a sense of the deck, because once per turn you can shuffle 1 Evilswarm monster from your hand or face up on your side of the field into the deck, and add 1 Evilswarm monster from your deck to your hand. So if you draw into a Mandragoria or a Heliotrope, and you need a Kirkion like then and there, or a caster then and there, you can do so. So none of your monsters are really dead because of this card. And I wish I had this card for the tournament, but I didn't. And I think I probably would have 2-0'd a lot more people. I 2-0'd 2 people, and then went into game 3 against 1 person. I was so close to a draw against the Exodia deck. I had 3 monsters on the field. He had a Reckless set, had 3 cards left in his deck, and I should have waited for him to activate that Reckless in order to activate the Ceasefire. That way I could end up burning him before he could draw, because he only had 1,500 life points left because he was running the Hope for Exodia deck, so it's whatever. He ended up beating me, so I'm not going to harp on it, because it was time and round when he Reckless. So, and then the 1 Bottomless Trap Hole. This card I want to take out for a Solemn Warning. I'm thinking Bottomless isn't all that good anymore. A friend of mine told me why, and I wish I could explain it, but I'm not remembering off the top of my hand. And then the one Compulse. So I'm not running Torrential because a lot of cards this format are destruction prone. They get pluses off of being destroyed, so I don't like it. I don't like giving my opponents plusing by destroying their monsters. And then I'm running the one Evilswarm Nightmare for the extra deck. I never went into him, never had to. Wish I could. I would trade this guy out for Exciton Knight when I finally get him. I'm going to trade him out for Exciton Knight. And then the one Maestroke. Went into Maestroke to protect myself for a couple turns, and it helped me out in the end. But the second turn, when she had one more overlay unit, they number 50'd me and sent her to the graveyard. So I was pretty salty about that, but it's whatever. And then I run the number 44 Sky Pegasus. I take this out for a 101, or Bahamut, or Ouroboros, whichever one I get next. Whichever one of these guys gets I get first. I need Exciton Knight, 101, Bahamut, and Ouroboros, so I need 4 more extra deck cards. These two are going first out of all of these cards, but after that, it depends. I'm running Steel Swarm Roach just in case I'm out of Ophions. I never ended up going into him, but it's nice to have him there just in case. And then the one Diamond Direwolf just for extra destruction if I need him. Number 50. I like 50. He's kind of a staple in all of my XYZ decks, just because it's really nice to have that out to wind up Zen mains, to Maestroke if somebody Maestrokes you, just to be able to send something to the graveyard. And a number 101 if they summon it, because you have to destroy it twice. Just being able to send it to the graveyard and that extra 1,000, it can really win games sometimes. And then I'm running one Blade Armor Ninja. This is just in case you get into like a caster and a roto or double caster, and you can go for a really powerful attack directly. I actually won one of my games with this because they weren't expecting a Blade Armor Ninja. I summoned him out, and they're like, "Oh God, now I'm taking 44 to the face and can't do anything about it." And then I ended up being able to keep him on the field for another turn, and it helped me out in the end. So. And then I'm running one Thantos, I think is how you pronounce that. Thantos is pretty good for kind of... he's just pretty good because if he's targeted. I think it's once per turn. During either player's turn, you can detach an existing material from this card. This face-up card is unaffected by other monster effects. So if somebody tries to Exciton Knight you, or you have a pendulum, or not a pendulum, a... Pandemic set. You have Pandemic and him, and Pandemic protects him from spells and traps, and then he protects himself from monster effects. So he's pretty good, especially against Lightsworn decks. If you don't have your Ophion or something like that, you can go into him and he protects himself. And then one number 103 because of Fire Fists, and there was one other deck that I was running him because of, but I wasn't able to use him. I didn't have to use him in the tournament, but I would have if I needed to. It's just nice to have. And then, just like Utopia, it's just nice to have. Again, some of the main stuff that I would take out for the 4 that I really need are, like, I would take out Utopia first, Steel Storm Roach, maybe. The first 2 I would take out are the number 44 and Nightmare, but after that, probably Utopia. Definitely the Deltros if I can pick up another Key Beetle, but Deltros is really nice to have if you get into your triple plays and you need to just have an instant destruction on the field and still being able to attack, or get him. I've been able to get him out before getting out Ophion, and I was able to protect myself. They had to Solemn Warning the Deltros, and then I was able to just go straight for the Ophion play if I didn't have the Pandemic in hand. And Deltros helped me out a couple different times in the tournament, so I really enjoyed it. And then the one Master Key Beetle, I want to run a second one just for extra protection. I've protected Ophion with him, getting out 2 of these guys and an Ophion, just being able to sit there with the Ophion for days is just hilarious. And then I only run the 2 Ophion, because 3 is just a little bit more intense. I've never really had to go into 3, but I might pick up a 3rd one just for GP, and hopefully going to be able to pick up another terminal. If I get a second duelist terminal one, I want to pick up a 3rd one, but if not, it's oh well. I still have this nice and cool duelist terminal one. And then my Iron Man. I like Gemnite Pearl in this deck just to get over. He's the massive beater in the deck. I want to try to find a XYZ that can beat over 3000. That's not necessarily a generic rank 4, but something other than Diamond Direwolf that I can go into to beat over higher beater monsters. And besides having to wait for Dad or something like that in order to protect myself, it's just the biggest beater in the deck is Pearl, and you don't get any kind of effects off of him. So if you guys have any recommendations for any kind of beaters that I can use, please let me know, and I will hopefully be able to bring you guys a little bit of an update on, especially on the extra deck. My extra deck isn't the best, but it is okay for now. This isn't. I wouldn't take this to a YCS the way it is as the extra deck goes. As the main deck goes, maybe, but I would have to also build up a side deck. One card that I was citing is the Grand Mole, and it actually won me a game by top decking Grand Mole because they had a wind-up Zen Mains on the field, and I just attacked in the Zen Mains and returned it to the deck. So, and I ended up winning because of it. I think I was running Call of the Haunteds in my main deck at one point, and I bounced it back and then Call the Haunted for game. So it's a pretty good deck. I like it. I enjoy playing it. I ended up playing this when Ophion and everything was printed first. Before Kirkion was even printed, I played this deck, and I had a lot of fun with it. I ended up building it by just opening up Hidden 7 packs, if I can talk. So, but yeah, that's my deck profile. Hope you guys like, and please check out my channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Please leave a like and subscribe. Top Decking Darkle, signing out.